But wisdom is as wisdom was, is, and always will be. As stupid is as stupid does. And you can be stupid and think that you don't have to listen to me. And guess who will become the mooch of the poison? It won't be me. And to that, I say word is bond, B-O-N-D. Now all you OSOICE members say, hoo, 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 hoo. Hoo, 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 hoo.
Hoo, 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 hoo. Hoo, 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 hoo.
You know, everybody putting up the black outfits on. Hoo, 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 hoo. Like, yo, that nigga rock that shit.
Right.
That nigga rock. You heard that shit, what the master say out of his mouth? Tell the truth. Ain't that nigga nice? That's what every member of the OSOICE, sister, is letting you know that they acknowledge the type of truth that's coming out of my mouth, but they've been sitting down listening to it for a while. They don't need CashApp. They can use mustard. That's the difference between you and them. But it ain't that big of a difference, because, honey, I'm going to give you the biggest jar of CashApp that you can possibly get, free of charge. The price going to be real minimal. It ain't going to cost much. The only thing you're going to have to pay is attention. Which is a small price to pay for the treasure I'm going to be sending your way. Out my very mouth. I'm talking about jewels, honey, that are so valuable. You be the judge of it. If you stay around, you stay home, stay in the house a little while, because ain't nothing out there no way. You see. I'm be saying to you, the whole family's gonna be saying, yeah, what you wanna go out there for?
I need to mute out.
There's nothing out there. You see nothing in this house? The Messiah's in here. What you wanna go out there for? You can if you want to, but guess what? I guarantee you, you'll be back. Because there ain't nowhere else for you to go. Everybody in this forum has already realized that. Which is why every time I teach class, they come a running. Am I lying?
Not at all.
Nope. Put on the call right now.
Get every mind we got who don't mind learning something on the what? Because that's what time it is. Rasul is talking himself. Y'all didn't know? And when I put out the call, you better bet. I ain't just talking no average shit. Though I'm just a ordinary guy. But I'm a type of ordinary. Can anybody tell the sister what type of ordinary I am?
Extra.
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 Now how can all these good voices you be hearing be wrong? Because each one of them voices represent a good mind. A thinking person. Because ain't nobody on this phone dummies, not by a long one.
Sure.
You talk about extraordinary intelligence. OSOICE.
Ooh.
Because we're also nice with everything we do and everything we want. Say.
Say.
And there's not one OSOICE member who can say to you, yeah, that nigga taught me how to be so nice too. To everybody I come in contact with. How to keep a smile on my face when I feel down. How to lift my spirits up. I mean, there's been times I be feeling like straight giving up. And then all of a sudden the phone would ring. And that voice you hear, child, saves my what?
Life.
You hear? Well, that's to give you some type of insight as to whose voice you listening to. That can do the same for you if you but let me. Because we're not fighting the enemy. If you say the word enemy, what you're saying, child, is inner me. Did you know your inner you can become your own worst enemy? That will stop you from getting everything you need, because in the day in which you shouldn't become judgmental, many people here today, not even knowing sometimes, become the worst judgmental monkeys you could ever want to come in contact with. Forgetting that if indeed they judging me, they don't care. I know you have the power.
Mute out. We can't hear you. Mute out.
Everybody, hey, listen, you heard what my mama said? Mute your phones out.
I got Chief muted.
Everybody's muted.
Tank on the Zoom, if you controlling it, can you unmute that Chief?
Shaddah Da.
Shaddah Da.
I guess it's just you and I right now. I don't hear anybody else.
I'm still on,
All right.
but I don't hear nobody else.
Yeah, I see his is muted on the Zoom. I'm seeing that his phone is muted. That 404
Okay.
number.
Right. Huh.
Imagine how you would feel. Imagine how you would feel if indeed at any time during the course of that, somebody fails to mute their phone out and you hear some background noise that keeps you from getting one word, one syllable, one dot or tittle, one capital letter, one and or, comma or capital letter or even exclamation point that comes out my mouth that's pointing you in the direction that you've been needing now for 2,000 years. You know good and well that will rub you the wrong way. At least it should. Those of you who have been fortunate enough to accumulate not just 1 or 2 jewels, but many. The last thing you ever want to do is be somebody that blocks somebody else from getting what they need, because where would you be if somebody blocked you? You have to ask yourself. See, because with every new thing that you all learn, don't forget, OSOICE, a new responsibility kicks in also. You now become responsible for what you have come to learn as being new to you, which is the information you didn't have before. You become responsible for what you now know. And responsibility means having the ability to respond to a need that will present itself in your day-to-day lives as you go to and fro, that you will pick up on immediately in the eyes of others and with each beat of their heart that you bear witness to as they're standing there very much alive, looking at you, needing answers also. That is not a responsibility that any one of you should ever want to falter in or ever want to fall short of. Because you have to say to yourself, where would you be if somebody failed in their responsibility to have taken the time out to give you something so grand that you need, like the air you breathe? Because don't fool yourself. Every word that's coming out my mouth will be marrow to your bones. Wrap them around your neck, because length of days they will give you. Did you hear what I just said? Length of days they will give you. Because I want you to know something. That indeed, each of you all, I'm only speaking to because I love you. I love you for real. And everybody's on this planet is suffering now. And what becomes the reason? And how are they suffering? Well, let me tell you, child. Because they've forgotten the very most important thing, which is how to love each other and how to respect the sister in your brother divinely. This has now become a dilemma from house to house to house, from family to family to family, with each family member. Look around you. Look at the dilemma. Bear witness to it yourself. You shouldn't be that hard to do if you got your eyes and your ears open. The arguments, the disagreements, fussles and fights, from one place to another, has reached its all-time high. And it hurts us all, and just one amongst us is hurting, is stressed out, and depressed to the point that they find it very hard in it all to even put a smile on their face. That's some terrible shit. Just let me tell you something. When one amongst us is experiencing that, it affects us all, or shit. Each one of you have got to know the responsibility that you carry in your day-to-day lives, wherever you may go, with whoever it is you may come in contact with, to do everything you can to lift their spirits, to make them smile too. And nothing about that, to make them laugh. Because I'm letting you all know right now, these are sacred days. These are days like this planet has never seen before, ever. And in the end, I guarantee you all, there shall be only laughter and tears of joy. But hear this, and hear this now, each and every one of you. My sons and daughters, my sisters and brothers, my fathers and mothers, all of you, do not forget my law. But let your heart keep the order. For length of days and long life and peace, let's not forget that. These things will add to you if you but let it. Let not mercy and truth forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on your tablet, which exists in your heart. And so find favor and high esteem in the sight of the Most High and all your fellow brothers and sisters. Trust in me with all your heart and hold tight to the hem of my God and never let go, because without question, it is your salvation. And no one will make it to the Father except by way of me. I don't care who you are, I'm your last chance. So lean not towards your own understanding, but seek out the understanding that is now being afforded to you out my mouth. In all your ways, acknowledge that is being factual, and I shall direct your path. Do not be wise in your own eyes, standing up talking about, I know that, because we will cut your water off, and in that you will not have opportunity to learn anything more, just by being arrogant, when you should be in a state of humility, knowing that wisdom knows nothing at all. This knowledge will be help to you and your flesh, right down to the DNA and RNA structure, to your very marrow. It will bring strength to your bones. Honor me as your personal Savior, with your possessions and with your first fruits of all your increase, meaning bring the best sacrifice you have. As the shepherd, and like so also the farmer should do. Because I'll say to each of you, I'm able, are you? Meaning, I'm going to get it done. Why? Because I'm going to do the very best that I can do. Because either you are able, or don't fool yourselves, you are a cane. And a cane is a staff that a disabled person will use to get them from point A to point B. We are your elders we call it an excuse. So don't come to me with excuses. And if you're going to lie to me, at least be creative. Don't come to me with something a 3-year-old can think his way through. Because what does that say to me about your respect for my ability to be able to process information then becomes a question. And if you follow this guidance that you're now hearing, your bonds will be filled with plenty. And ends just won't meet. They'll clash and spill over. Always being enough, more than enough, that you know is coming from no other. Right down out the skies to you, to see to it that you be sustained in a time in which most are having problems in knowing where the next dollar is going to come from. And always know if it don't make sense, it sure don't make dollars. And you can't be so busy picking up pennies that you step over dollars in a way by which you need those dollars and a time in which you might need them the very most. My sons and daughters, all of you, do not despise the chastising that you might hear come from me, nor be upset or mad or angry when I take the time out to correct you. Because I want you to know, those of you, to all of you, who I love, I'm going to take the time to correct. Just as my father took the time to correct me, being the son with whom he is well pleased. Making me, molding me, all the whole way with each step I took. Coming to you all right here today as a totality of information, outformation, and now what it is I teach, which is midformation, that I may be able to render to you what you need in this day and time to create balance in your lives. And I want you all to know, happy will be the man who finds wisdom, or the woman, or the son, or the daughter, or the mother, or the father, being those of you who gain this understanding that I'm talking about. For this understanding proceeds right out my mouth and will be better to you than the profit of fine gold, silver, platinum, oil, and anything that you can imagine defines wealth. What's coming out my mouth to you is far greater and worth so very much more. For what's coming out my mouth will be a gain to you like those natural resources. Because what's coming out my mouth is more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare to what you have opportunity to grab at merely by paying attention. Because like I said, length of days and the thing that I say exist in each and every one of those words right hand. And in each and every one of those words, in the left hand, riches and honor. For the things I say will show you ways and ways and more ways of presentness, where you can find peace, perfected, put in place with a posture that will exist for you permanently. With a precision that is also nice. Also nice with everything that is said and does for you. Because it's coming from a tree of life to those who take hold of them. And happy are all who attain the things that I say and remember each word. For each word, by wisdom, has found its way here to the blue rock to you after 2,000 years. There's no one else who can provoke those tears. Who, if you are alive inside yourself, will cry in this very moment. And in this very hour in which you hear the things you have needed to hear now so desperately. Because by this overstanding, the Most High has established the heavens. And it is by the Most High's knowledge, the depth of it all, meaning how deep it all can be to you, will be made simple. And the clouds drop down and bow down to each syllable. My sons and daughters, let each word I say not depart from your eyes and your ears, and keep sound like reasoning and sound like wisdom and discretion by using your spirit of discernment, which will not mislead any of you. For it is the small voice that talks to you, that tells you when somebody's telling the truth or when somebody's lying. And it is we, don't fool yourselves, who has given it to you in the first place. That you will know in the time in which you will need to know for sure who's talking to you. Though many of you have not come yet face to face with me, but those of you who have walked with me, sat with me, broke bread with me, and got to know me, each of you, I'm sure, will testify to how precious each one of those moments have been for you. For each one of those moments has made it where your feet here today will not stumble. And when you lie down, those of you, I know you're not afraid. Yes, you will lie down and you will sleep, and your sleep will be sweet. If indeed you remember each step along the way, each word I had to say, and are paying attention to the words I'm saying right now. To you all I say, do not be afraid anymore of sudden terror or any type of trauma or any type of thing that can find its way into your life that messes with you, to takes away that smile at any time that I fought so hard and still am fighting here today to give you a means to be able to maintain. Because I want you to know every word I now say will be your confidence and will strengthen you when you need strength the very most, and will keep your feet on the right path and from being caught up in situations in time in which many situations are designed and are being designed to take your very lives. If you are a person of color, know this: you are my sister, my daughter, my brother, my wife. So do not withhold the good things that I give you from anybody else to whom it may be due, just like it was due to you. And you were able to gain from it. When it is in your power and your hands to do so, give it like it's been given to you, to someone else. And don't stand in the way of whoever that person may be, not in this day, by remembering where it is you come from and how blessed you have come to be. And never go and come back and say, tomorrow I will give, and pay attention and have respect and love for my fellow brother and sister, because tomorrow never comes. Because the minute you get here, it's called today. So tomorrow's in a constant state of coming, by which it never arrives. And can't none of you bring back yesterday, which makes it where it should have never been called yesterday in the first place. Because can you bring it back? No. Did you get it done? No. Do you even know it really occurred? No. Could have been a dream for all you know, so it should have been called no day. And remember, tomorrow never comes. So the minute you get here, it's called today. So tomorrow's in a constant state of coming back, which it never arrives. So stay in the now, each of you, and absorb from it. Because it's a gift to you. How do you know? It's called the present. That each word I say is wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow, that you may have the power in the quiet time, if you're thinking about them, to unravel. Seeing those words to be the gift that you've been looking for a long time now. Because I know each of you have been hurting and suffering. If you listen to the things I'm saying, I guarantee you these words will make you feel better. And you'll thank the Most High that somebody, anybody, has come along to be able to say the right things that you need to hear. So never say, I will give tomorrow when you have it to give today, by taking hold of the responsibility after having learned so many new things coming from the words I've had to say. Do not devise evil against your neighbor, your sister, your brother, especially when they come from your very own race. For all of this, I say for your safety's sake, do not side with anybody who doesn't have a cause, a plan to uplift you, who can't teach you anything that you don't already know. Because you got a lot of people out there talking loud and saying absolutely nothing, to which I'm here to warn you about. And once you hear somebody who has something to say, guaranteed you'll never be the same. And nobody will be able to come along who doesn't have a plan or a cause that you will ever listen to again. For you'll know that to listen to them has done you harm. And by listening to me, this doesn't do you a harm, it teaches you how to win. And don't envy the white people out there and what they got and, how they, because you got a lot of people out there with Nubians who, look at white folks show that everything they do got to be white. They got to have a white Cadillac, a white house, a white pickup thump. And they'll pick up the phone and say, hello, may I help you, please? Perpetrating thoughts that don't belong to them. Each of you, be yourselves. Because each of you are beautiful. And the word beautiful means be you to be full. Because that's the one thing you can't do. You can't, the truth of the matter is you can't be anything else. So stop taking, hitting misses and taking moves. Be yourselves. Because I want you to know that each of you are beautiful in your own way. And the word beautiful means be you, child, to be full. For the person who perseveres chooses to, then the days will be added to you. But for the person who is perverse, I want you to know it's an abomination in the Most High God. And when you say abomination, that's how you know about the albino nation, that indeed they are perverse from the very start. Because they all come from an albino nation of people. And when you say albino nation, you're saying an abomination. For being damn fools and not caring and not knowing what they do. However, here today, I come to them too. And I got the ability to straighten them all out. Because I can touch a bigot and turn him into Eminem type. With that same hateful prejudice could be an ex-Ku Klux Klan member. By me touching his heart, he come stand with us. And when the music come on, be like, yeah, that's his heart. To which we can only all look over at, and all of us get a good laugh. And damn, I didn't know that motherfucker used to be a Ku Klux Klan member or FBI agent. Look at what Biden done to him. Look at what Yeshua has done to him. And that's how I know he's the real Messiah. Because nobody else do no shit like that. And I know that. And you can turn to your brother and say, well, shit, if he ain't, then who is? Who do you know? Who do you know can talk like him, walk like him, look like him? Because baby, when you see me, I'm something to look at. Anybody who knows you will tell you. Knows me will tell you. That little nigga's the side thing that walks. You never see him slouching in any way. I got shoes that make a person take a double take. It come down straight out of heaven, and you know it when you look at him. I know that my counsel is this, with the upright, not with the crooked. But even the crooked can be made straight. To which I say, down the straight and bless the curve. Because it's not a straight and narrow path of righteousness that will get you there. It's long, the circle's curvature that is in turn, turning, and it is returning to a starting point. At this time, it could only expand. It stands in representation of our love that then spirals upward. But nobody can stop. Not when your love is strong and hard as mine, that I give to each of you, and teach each of you to give to others. Because every time, if not all the time, most times I will tell you, now go out and love other people like you now know that I love you. Which is what I'm saying when I say mute your phones out. Because you got to have love and respect other people who want to hear me too. Especially if you really want to hear me, and I know you do. Especially when you haven't heard my voice in a while. Each of you, I'm sure, wait for it, long for the day. That's why as soon as I come, the phone rings, I say, Shaddah Da. You can see people's face. There's a brother in London right now, Brandon, that I made him a member of the OSOICE.
Cool.
Good brother. I'll be sending him your way.
Yep.
Because remember, I want all of you to remember that my words bless the home of those who are just, especially just us, because you all come first. And always know I'm going to scorn the ones who scorn others, but give grace to those who are humble. I talk good about the humble, but you egotistical, not wanting to mute your phones out people who somebody amongst you right now has failed to do. Still, how is it that your mind can instantly fly south? How can you go from being wise to being a damn fool in seconds? And always know I'm going to scorn those who are scornful, but I'm going to give grace to the humble, to those who know how to do the right thing and don't forget the rules. For the wise shall be wise all the time, knowing wisdom's way, and shall inherit glory. But same shall be the legacy of all those who remain fools. And I don't ever want to have to say this again. Because what I said here, just here now, no carries the power to touch you. It better, child. And to each of you, I want to say, everything's going to be just fine. If you listen. In your listening, I was going to say also, you don't have to worry yourself about nothing. Because I'm here as your personal savior. Save you from a dilemma, Lord knows. Ain't nobody else can do. Because they got the deck stacked against each and every one of you. That's why today I established a think tank. I call them tank. I'm telling them what to do. And I want you all to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Because what I'm about to say, you all need to hear in the worst way. Because I'm going to be informing you of what some computer software they have out there can do that they're using is there against you and me, especially us. Because the devil ain't worried about all those people he already got. He's worried about you. But each of you have had the good sense to come sit with me. Give me something to drink out of there. My mouth is dry. And to hear what it is I have to say. And do you realize on that very day, the devil trembles and shakes in his boots. Because he knows I'm teaching each of you how to kick him in the nuts and how to defend yourselves against that wonton soup that this demon is pissing in with the intent on coming to you and giving each one of you to eat from. Now pay attention, please. I was telling Brandon, matter of fact, it's on record that I've already told the entire planet that, yes, Sophia Stewart wrote The Matrix and she wrote The Terminator. A long time ago, Sophia Stewart found her way onto our radio station. Out of nowhere. Next thing I know, me and Bodie was talking to him. First Bodie was talking to him, and then he called me and said, man, you won't believe it. I said, what? He said, I got the mother of the Matrix on the line. I said, who's that? He said, the woman who really wrote the Matrix trilogy and Terminator. I said, oh, really? To which Bodie then said, yeah. But she came on our radio show telling us around the first, in a time in which she had yet to tell the entire world. We were some of the first to come to know that she had written those two scripts that ultimately got stolen. To which the makers of those movies made millions and millions of dollars. And she was telling me at that time, and Bodie, that she was then taking these people to court. And I said, I know how you wrote those scripts. I said, you asked access to Akashic records, didn't you? At which time she became very quiet, because she knew I had touched her nerve. And if any of you don't know what the Akashic record is, let me explain. It's the book of life. And I want you all to know that this book is not your ordinary book. For each of its pages hold a tri-level constitution. And that's because each of you are now living in a three-dimensional world, by which the number 3 governs you, and you are locked under it. And I've said many times before, like I'll say it right now, I'll prove it by telling you to try to think of something that isn't a person, isn't a place, and isn't a thing. And for those of you who have never heard me say that, I'm going to give you a minute now to think about it. Try to think of something that isn't a person, isn't a place, and isn't a thing. And if you can think of anything, speak up. I bet you this time remain silent and not mad voice full here. I'm going to give it at least about 5 minutes so you can find out. There you go. Remember what I'm telling you to do. Try to think of something that isn't a person, isn't a place, and isn't a thing. As soon as you figure it out, if you got anything to say, speak up. Has any of you thought of something that ain't a person, ain't a place, and ain't a thing? Any of you? Just like I thought. Because while in the human body vessel, you're stuck under the number 3. If you try to think of something that ain't a person, ain't a place, and anything, you'll bust your brain. And still won't be able to come up with nothing. Guaranteed. Go ahead, try. Just like I thought. Because let me tell you something, each of you, if you are alive and you're inside, listen, if you are an etheric light being who's being housed in a physical vessel that you call your body, that is indeed a car, whose car you are in right now, that you call your body, has you on a ride called life. And you're looking at this ride through the windows of your car called your eyes. But this is a special car. Why? Because this doors are locked. Okay, now one of you get out until the ride is over. Hey, try it, Range Rover. Guarantee you, until the ride is over, you're going to be right where you are in that car that you're now driving, or that's driving you. Because many of you have still yet to master how to drive the human body vessel. Without the human body vessel driving you straight crazy. How? I'll tell you how. You want to know how? Because every time you got to pee, as soon as you got to pee, you say, okay, I'm going to the bathroom. Every time you sleepy, you close your eyes. Every time your stomach growls, you answer. Every time your body vessel, which is a car, don't fool yourself, rings its bell, it rings your bell. And you answer to it without hesitation, without even putting forth a practice that you as a nation of people need to do your very best to put forth here today. Because either you learn to drive your car, or your car will continue to drive you. Literally. Crazy. And the way that'll stop for you is if when you got to pee, you say, no, I'm going to pee when I want to. You see that feeling is you got to pee when you melt it, you can make it go away. Take out the doo-doo, when you go in the bathroom, you sit down on the toilet, and you get there and you're like, damn, what the fuck? And don't nothing come out. You might pass gas and say, damn, I could have swore I had the doo-doo. Man, damn, in the city. Motherfucker, I guess I don't. And you get up and go out the bathroom, right? Well, let me tell you something. When you start driving your car, when you got the doo-doo and you say, no, I ain't doo-dooing right now. Let that feeling go right back up in your stomach and you don't feel it no more. Sleep for the next 2, 3, 4 hours. When you can control your involuntary and voluntary systems, if indeed you put it to practice, that's putting your hands on the steering wheel of your car and pressing the brake on your car or pumping the gas on your car when you say so. Because let me tell y'all something. Your car, literally, most of you, have been driving you instead of you driving it. That has literally now been a problem in your lives also. But you don't see that though. Why? Because that's why you have alcoholics. That's why you have people who end up doing whatever, and everybody and their mama's doing something. Don't say they ain't. Anybody who say they ain't, slap upside the head because they lying like a motherfucker. If this one ain't smoking cigarettes, he's sniffing coke. If he's sniffing coke, that one's drinking old English. If this one ain't drinking old English, his name is Reverend Porkchop, and he having sex with the people in the choir. I said, even if there's this holy roller, you know the type, you know, better get up and say, and God said, in Jesus' name, and this and that, and third, see the freak of the week, late night. And doing things that you don't know nothing about. But everybody and their mama, even the ones who profess to be the most righteous amongst you, you know the type. The good Bible toting think they know the most, run their mouth, want to fuck with you, and then want to sit up and talk about, when it comes to things of God, I don't debate. But when you doing that just a minute ago? Right up until I made you look like a fool with your own scriptures. Then you say, well, I don't care what it says like that. That's not the way I talk. You're misinterpreting it. No. That is says anything is possible by the will of God. To which one day I said, well, okay, you believe that, sir? He said, yes. So I took my ring off and put it on the table. I said, do you believe what that just said? He said, yes. I said, I'm going to read it to you. It says, anything is possible by the will of God. I said, well, if your God has you believe in that, and that's true, then tell your God to move that ring. He said, no, well, it don't work like that, son. I said, well, wait a minute. Right here, don't it say anything? And it don't say anything except move rings. If you say anything, that means anything, don't it? I said, my God can move it. Want to see? He said, yeah. I picked the ring up, put it back on my finger, and said, see? It moved. And walked away. Because let me tell you all something. Lord have mercy, let me tell you all something. They twisted my words in such a cold-hearted way. I see why so many people out here today have been so misled. And like I say, if I was standing right over there 2,000 years ago, you said, hey, Jesus, guess what? I wouldn't even turn around. Want to know why? Because I wasn't speaking English. I was speaking Hebrew. And there is no J in the Hebrew alphabet or any letter in its alphabet that produces a J sound. Don't believe me? Check it out. And my name wasn't Jesus. My name was Yahshua. And you sure better bet that that's the truth. So if 2,000 years ago you said, hey, Jesus, I wouldn't even know who you was talking to. That's the truth. But here today, if that name means so much, and you need that name to float your boat, you can call me Jesus. In fact, you can call me Jay. You can call me J. Jonah Johnson. You can call me by whatever name you need that floats your boat, just so long as you get what you need after I talk to you. That's all that matters to me. And I'm sure that if indeed you judge me as the messenger, without question, you're going to find fault. How and why? Because I make mistakes like anybody else. Why they put erasers on pencils? Because that makes a statement you didn't know that says everybody's capable of mistake, including me. Truth is true, and real is real. I hope you can see, because even Stevie Wonder can see that shit. And even Ray Charles, to the point that he'd be like, no, it ain't raining in Georgia tonight. Because what he said is right. And a blind man, if they can see it and not want it to be true, then you got to know that I know that you see it too. Now, so if you judge me as the messenger, like I said, guaranteed, I'm sure you're going to find fault. Because I make mistakes like anybody else. And in no way do I claim to know it all. I only carry my portion. I guarantee I carry it well. And if it's that pay attention, you'll learn how to carry your portion too. And you'll be able, just like I am, if you do the very best that you can do. Because like I said, if you're not able, definitely you're a pain, which is a staff that a disabled person will use fire. Because you don't bring your best sacrifice. You come to us with what we call an excuse. And how did you get the excuse in the first place? I'll tell you how. Because the devil is following you around. With a big bag on his shoulder, big one too, big one. That on the bag there's a label that reads excuses. And every time you want to say, open your mouth, he stops and open that bag and say, here, try this one. But that don't work here, tell you that. But you can fool some of the people some of the time. But you can't fool all of the people all the time. Like in the domino effect that I put in place. Like in do men know? No, but now they do. And the one thing you can't do is unlearn something you come to know. Try to. But you can't unlearn knowing how to ride a bike. That's all. If you know how to ride a bike, damn it, bet you won't know how to ride a bike for the rest of your life. And now one of you able to sit outside that loop, tell the truth and shame the devil, and get behind me, Satan. Matter of fact, stop following our people around with your bag. Because I'm letting them know now that excuses don't fly with us. And they got to be able to know that. So I'm taking you in your nuts. And you like that, do you, man? Because I bet y'all tying your ass straight to the dragon. And you became the dragon in the first place. I mean, after having taught Bruce every move. Yeah. Because Nat Turner couldn't turn the corner without knowing what I told Dr. Lee communicate to him a long time ago. Yeah. You might say, well, that's a little hard. I say, yeah, to be today was hanging our asses just like they hanging our asses like what? Did you know they found a Nubian woman behind Walmart? Saying she commits suicide? Lord have what? Mercy. And yeah, anybody said I had that, you slap me, I'm going to turn my face to the other side, let you slap me again, they lied. That's not me and never has been me, not one day of the week, and not 2,000 years ago also. Anybody who knows me will tell you that I support the eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. I mean, if you poke me in my eye, what the hell do you think I'm going to do to you? You think I'm just going to, first off, always know that if you get in a fight, the other fella is feeling your punches too. So what I mean by that, always know that the right way to think is you got to bring some ass to get some. If you can whip on me, I'm going to defend myself. I'm not telling any one of you to go out and be offensive towards anyone. Because the Most High doesn't stand on the side of those who throw the first punch. Those of you who don't do everything you can do to walk away from confrontation and say, boy, look at everything that you possibly can. But let me tell you something. If they put their hands on you, you tell them, okay, you done fucked up now. Now, come on, let's dance. And you fight with all your might. You can get your ass wet, and you come on to me, I'm going to put your shoes on. What you talking about? You going back down there. And this time when you go back down, you're going to whip that fool's what? And if you don't, I'm going to whip you. And you'd rather me whip on you, him whip on you than me, because let me tell you something. I got moves that they don't even have names for. That come down out the sky, listen, and will manifest through the fabric of your very universe in the worst way, honey. Where instead of everything coming up roses, meaning you get money, now you ain't getting a damn what. Down.
Green.
And don't fool yourself. I got moves, nigga, more moves than X-Lax. To correct you all, to get you all doing it the right way, because I love you, damn it. What do you think I'm gonna do? Sit there and watch you make a fool of yourself in the worst way? Watch you get your butt whipped? Watch them murder you all? Watch them wipe you out? That's like a Mack truck coming to hit you and I love you. I'm not just gonna sit there and watch the truck run you over. I'm gonna yell out. Stupid ass, move out of the way. Before you become instant pizza. Or the very worst, instant elephant man. Unrecognizable to your own mama, to the person of the casket got to be closed now after you dead. That should hurt us all. You know, it hurts me. When I lose any one of mine, I'm gonna fuck what the reason was. And if you wrong, let me tell you all something, just like the grandmama and your mama would do when you be wrong in school and y'all end up in the principal's office. My mama would say, I don't care what you say, man. My son didn't do that. You can sit there and talk all you want. Then she said, baby, get your coat. Come on, let's go. And then when she get me home, she be like, nigga, I'm going to whip your ass. You know damn well you did it. But in front of them people, we got to have a unified front. You can be wrong in two left shoes, but I'm still going to speak up for you because you're one of mine. Mm-hmm. But you better bet I'm going to tan that butt. When we get in a conversation like we in the one right now, I mean, y'all at class or y'all at family meeting, nigga, you be surprised what the fuck can come out my mouth. They can make you feel it in the worst way. Because I can reach back to that relationship between me and your great-grandma.
Jamal, I've been tired of talking to you and you sticking yourself.
And I'm going to tell y'all again, damn it. Damn it.
Oh.
Answer me, child.
Yes, sir. Pardon me. Tour. Yes, sir.
You want to go on tribal way? I will put you on tribal way right here today.
I didn't know it wasn't on mute. I apologize.
Do you know what tribal way is?
No.
Let me explain what tribal way is. It's how my father wrote footsteps in the sand. When you belong to the circle of all life, we have rules which says if I tell you I love you today, and along the way I say, I love you, but I'm no longer in love with you, that means I lied to you in the first place. Our love is never ending. If I tell you I love you here today, nigga, I'm gonna love you the rest of your natural born what? Life. But that's not the type of love you piss on. So we got rules. And let me tell you what the rules are. If you violate that type of love, meaning you pull out your dick and you piss on it, in any way, we will open the circle and then kick you out in the desert. And then close the circle. Meaning neither one of us, if we see you, we will look right through you like you don't what? Exist. And if indeed anybody violates that, they go on tribal way too. Where you can't call us no more. You can't dial our number. You can't attend class. 9 OSOICE member will acknowledge you as even been born for the entire time that you're on tribal what? Wait. And then while you're out in the desert, listen now, and you done fell out in the sand because they had no water. Your lips is cracked and bleeding and you ain't got no more strength. Meaning life done whipped on you in a way by which you know you've been whipped. To the point that you on the ground now, you can barely get what?
Up.
We sent a warrior out there to you who got to walk. Now, it took you 20 days to walk way over there in the desert, right?
Right.
It's going to take that 20 days to walk to you. Listen, but he going to have canteens. He's going to be well what? Equipped. And when he gets there, he's going to be died. Because he got to take the same trip that you took. Just the walking and the walking and the walking and the walking out there in the dunya. Where no tab member, no Nuwapian, no nobody. And when you see you, you be like, what's up? He's like, who the fuck is that?
Real talk.
And he just looked the other way. Wait. And we know you remember this what, Sam? But while you on tribal way, you got to follow the orders, damn it. I'm not going on tribal way, is what they'll say.
Right.
You can say Shaddah Da, you can say, you can say, Baba Quail. The nigga ain't going to look at you and just say a damn what?
Dang.
Word. What now? And when you lying there in that, on that concrete, and you done been out there by yourself, and every one of y'all know what that feels like. Because each one of you being children of the Most High can be in a room full of people and feel all by yourself.
Correct.
Because you are a being who has been created with a special design. And you will not feel at home until you are amongst family what? Members. Who are beings who know like you know. Live like you live. Have gone through the things you've gone through, and each one of us can identify. Let me tell you, when you get around us, all of us at one time, you so happy. You be like, Lord, this shit feels good, nigga, Lord. Tell me what you would feel when you go on the land. The same way any one of y'all would feel when y'all would find your way to the land. In Egypt, a long time ago. You can't tell me, nigga, all them family members out there, nigga, that you didn't feel right at home and you felt like you died and went to heaven.
That's not real talk.
But in an instant, with tribal way, all that can be snatched away. But when you come to the land, we don't even give you clearance. Like, yo, brother, what's up, man? I'm here to see, man. Yo, right here say you on tribal way, bro. Kick rocks. Is what security will tell you. And if you don't kick rocks, you become the instant elephant man. Word is born, D-on-D. Now, so, we'll send a warrior out there for you. And while you're on that concrete, which is equivalent to laying there in that sand, in the desert now, he'll look down and ask you, have you had enough? So if you smart, you be like, hell yeah. He'll say, do you want to come home? Yeah, I want to go. Well, what you got to say, bro? And the response is, I'm sorry. I'll do the very best I can to never let that happen, what? Again, because if you don't say that, that warrior will turn around and just leave your ass right what?
There.
But the minute you say, I'm sorry, I'll do the very best I can to not let something like that happen again, that warrior will open his canteen and hold your head up. I say, here, nigga, drink. Drink it slow now. Because you go too fast. A little bit. You might even have the good sense just to stick a finger in the canteen and rub the water on your lips. Because you've been out there a long time now. Not dead, but damn near. In the desert. Now. And then he'll say, after he give you a little water, say, come on, get up. And you'll be tired and worn out. Like he done beat you in the ass. In the worst way. And once you come over, so he'll walk your ass all the way back to the motherfucking house. And however long it took you to get that far out is exactly how long it's going to take the two of y'all to get what? Back. And just you're going to fall out along the way. And that brother's going to pick you up and carry you with orders that say he got to put his foot down in that footprint of his predecessors and not move one grain. Because to do so would dishonor all the people who had done it before him, which was to carry people like yourselves across the gap by the will of the heavens, bring you back. And then when you get back home, the order is everybody's supposed to embrace you. You found. And now one of them can bring up what you did after you said you were sorry. And you do your best to not let something like that happen again. Because any one of them say something to you, they go and try to wait. And that's the same thing that you just was made to suffer. That's what you call fairness. Where everyone starts to understand that our rules are put in place for good what? Reason. You got a bunch of people loving you with an endless love. That's not the type of love you piss on. Because if you do, tribal way belongs to you. And let me tell you, if you come home and then you do the same thing all over again, nigga, you go out and tribal way, but this time you stay alone now. We're not going to let you die out in that desert because we love you. So we're going to sit your ass out there until you learn a good what?
Lesson.
A good lesson. And Diamond Tep, there's been many times that we've been teaching class, and nigga, yours be the only voice I'm hearing. And the only phone that ain't muted out. If I experience that again, coming from you, tribal way belongs to you, bro. And I ain't gonna tell you no more. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
I should hope so. Because you're a beautiful brother, and I'd hate to have to make you suffer, nigga. But I will correct your ass. I can pull that belt out and tear your little ass what? You understand me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I want every family member to hear what I just said to this brother, because if any of y'all violate the rules, that's what's going to happen to you. And I'm not playing. I'm talking to you just like your great grandmother would. If you take over and give me that switch off that book. And be looking at you in a way about what you know damn well she ain't what. I remember when mom would tell me I go to get the switch room and be walking back to the porch and pull the leaves off like that and get the swing in the thing. And I start crying before I even get back to the porch. Because I know damn well she's going to tear my ass what? And don't forget, y'all, I stand in representation of those people. Each and every one of you have had great-grandmamas and grandmothers, too. And I stand in representation of those people, because those are the people that were praying for the day that each one of you, if I hear one more damn noise, praying for the day that each one of you would be sitting here with me in class right now. So in honor of each one of those prayers, I let those people use my mouth to tell you like you need to be told. Right here what? Today. And like I told you, if you be quiet, you'll hear the voice of many waters coming through my mouth. You'll hear your great grandmama. Each of you. Don't tell me you don't. If you black, you hear it, and I know you do. Now, to continue on before I was so rudely and just, look at this. All that time, just because that nigga didn't want to mute his phone out. I had to stop telling what trouble was about and then get back to what the fuck it is I was saying in the first place. Now, that's not a shame. That's a damn shame. which ain't supposed to be happening in this tribe, not in this day and what? Fine. Not with all the problems that we as people of color got, that I got to work you through and prepare yourself for, so that you don't get, check this out, a wet t-shirt and get it in the wet way by some cracker that don't want you alive since the day you was born. So don't fool yourself. Them motherfuckers is trying to kill us what? Oh. And what they're doing, they shrewd with it. They show you all these videotapes on Facebook of you as a people being taken advantage of, just like they showed you George Floyd, which wasn't even real. The cops, George Floyd, all of them were Freemasons and what you call crisis actors who were hired by Hollywood to act out something that would get every person of color in the world angry as all outdoors. So that what they want to do, they're trying to mess with you in a way by which they put even more footage out on YouTube and Facebook. You know the type to show us getting, man, in the worst way that makes every one of us feel that shit. Because I seen a video of this big white boy beating on an elder. I said, that was my mama. Nigga, I jumped up and I had smoke coming out my ears. You're not understanding this. Because a lot of y'all ain't going to bust a grape and you ain't going to kill nothing, ain't going to see nothing die. I ain't that nigga. Because if I do it, I'm going to get away. Because I know how to, nigga, I know how to jump from plane to plane. I know what a jumper is. And I know how to do it myself. Y'all don't. And without question, how do you think the second shooter that killed JFK got away? Because there were two shooters down there, that's right. And they was right. Another on the grassy knoll. I'll tell you exactly how he bounced. And why they ain't never caught his ass. Because he's a jumper. And he's using a technique that is known to the Knights of Templar, who are alchemical assassins that you niggas don't know nothing about and don't know even how to defend yourselves against. And these motherfuckers are, listen, in this day and time they call themselves stranglers. They wear dusters and cowboy hats. And don't fool you. Don't fool yourself. They work in the mafia. Could ever be. Because the killings they do, it all seems natural. You doing fine, all of a sudden you got cancer. See you later, bye. That they created and put on your ass, but you don't know. That's how they killed, check this out, Howard, who was Bob's sponsor, who was my cousin's, husband, who sponsored Baba to become a Freemason in the first place. Nigga was cool here today. Soon as they locked Baba up, Hal was dead. Until nobody proved that he had been murdered. Just like what? Matt 10 was murdered. Just like in the Marines was murdered. These people just didn't die by, natural causes. They knew that Matt 10 was like a bodyguard to my father. Then all of a sudden he got cancer. Rest in peace. These people were what? Murdered. But ain't not one of you motherfuckers can prove it. So you might as well just hang your hat up and go about the business. Because that's spilt milk. And no matter what you can do, what you try to do, ain't going to bring the brother back. Because the one thing, check this out, when a motherfucker's dead, you can't walk over and say, yo, dog, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. That's what you niggas better be thinking about when y'all getting a fight in your house. You realize you can push that sister over, she can hit her head and be gone, nigga, you going to penitentiary for murder. That could be just something y'all arguing over. Y'all only arguing over a bag of potato chips. That you know damn well tomorrow you be like, come here, yeah, I love you. You know I love you. And got a black eye telling you. You know, all of you know, that these are the types of things that's going on in Nubian homes all across the globe. But I'm letting you know now, any man that puts his hand on a woman is goddamn collared. And if I ever catch you putting your hands on a woman around me, I'm going to chop your hand off. Literally. You're going to be walking around where the whole family going to know you did something that wasn't cool, nigga, because they're going to be calling you nubby from that day forward. I'm going to say, grab his ass. And the niggas that's going to be grabbing you going to be bigger and badder than you could ever think them to be. That's what type of niggas roll with me. And will follow my order to the letter. You might as well not even try to run because they're going to catch you. And when they do, I'm going to say, bring his ass over here. I'm going to say, do what this, hold his hand down. Musa, go get that machete. You want to do that to a woman, Doc? Watch this. Hold your hand down. You're going to be storming, I'm going to take and chop your whole entire hand. The fuck what?
Oh.
That should send a message to everybody in this tribe that the Messiah ain't playing. He don't tolerate men putting their hands on what? I don't care what the sister did. You better run. The only thing you niggas that I'm give each one of you niggas, check this out, a word of advice. Grab your hat and head for the hills. Fast as you what?
Can.
You can. To keep from doing bodily harm to the woman. If you feel yourself losing the battle, bounce. Because there ain't going to be nothing you can say to me out your mouth. I ain't going to want to what? Here. But my ass stabbed that nigga. You feel me? Because I'm adamant about that. And no brother of mine in this tribe going to be putting his hands on a sister. All you niggas better hear that shit and hear it very clearly. Because let me tell you something. I am nothing to play with. Not physically and especially alchematically. I will come out your wall. You remember I tell you I be watching y'all as part of your carpet, part of your lampshade? Well, motherfucker, I can come out of that wall and personify right there. What you don't know. That's the type of power that's been invested in me by God him what? As God's son, yo, what thought Jesus was going to come back and not be able to do something? What the fuck? And let me tell you something, I don't even need the mirror no more. I go throw it out loud and it goes split screen. Nigga, I got 20 split screens. I'm watching each and every one of y'all. I can tell you what each and every one of your rooms look like when you sleep at night. But that would be showing off. That's not for me to run my mouth trying to impress a motherfucker. No. I'll never lose my gift. Or they'll never put me on tribal way. Because what's good for the goose, good for the gander. And if it makes you feel any better, those rules apply to me what? True. And before I let Baba, check this out, I'd rather my father whip me to where I'm bloody and I got 2 black eyes than be disappointed in me. Because them wounds will go away. But disappointment, you got to grow away. Motherfucker just look at you and shake his head and walk. And look at this shit. After all the shit I done gave this nigga and taught this nigga, look at this fucking clown. He want to be a monkey still. Makes you feel like, Lord have mercy, what a valuable waste of time. Listen, a waste of valuable time and valuable effort that I could have put on in somebody else's hands that would have appreciated it. You all will never make my father look at me like that. Do you hear me? Word is born, B-O-N-D. Because I'm letting you know now, shit runs downhill. If Baba gets to yelling at me, who the fuck y'all think I'm going to be yelling at? And if any one of y'all think y'all can influence me, I want you to know now, if my father tells me to do something and you tell me to do something, who do you think I'm going to listen to?
The father.
That's right. Baba. Because I sure ain't going to be, man, please. When Baba talks, don't none of what? Count. And I get highly upset if a motherfucker trying to talk over him and I can't hear him because somebody has muted his phone out. I get fighting mad. Which is the same way each one of you should be when a family member disrespects you like that. Because you never know what's going to be coming out of my mouth and how valuable that can be to you as an individual in your own personal life. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Truth is true. Now, I'm going to continue on talking what I originally called here for to talk about. Y'all thought I forgot? You think I got off subject matter? What's the matter with you? I don't do that. Even though I can go round, it's going to go round and round, come back right back to where it started from until I get across to you what it is important to tell you. So like I told you, I follow orders to the what? I already know if I get off this phone and don't tell each and every one of y'all about Pan and Morpheus, Baba gonna pull the belt out on me, talk about, yo, go there and give me one of them switches off that bush. And I'm telling you, you don't want to get whipped by the high-ups. Understand this. Them niggas is not the niggas you want to play with. You talking about perfection at its highest level. I'm talking about niggas, you talking about niggas, please. I'm telling you the type of perfection that you niggas, man, please. If they can make me talk like that, and I got respect for that power, shit. And nigga, and I got my own power too. I'm fifth in line, motherfucker. Anu, the Godman, Chaudi, Baba, then me. Don't fool yourself. That ain't no shabby seat. That's the center seat showing up. Fifth in line. Right up underneath the Most High. Don't fool your what? And I'm telling you now, you niggas do not want your butt whipped by Anu. Trust me. Because the same way your grandmother would tell you, go over there and get that switch off that bush, well, Anu got a switch too. And let me tell you how you get your ass whipped. I get beat. His switch ain't no switch on the, off no bush. His switch is like a switch on the wall. This is how it works. Picture everything you love the most. You know that only you know you love for real. You see it in your mind's eye? Close your eyes, all of you. Now open them up. It's gone. And ain't nothing you can do to bring it what? Back. Because the Most High give it, and the Most High will take it away from you just to teach you a lesson. And he ain't doing it because he don't love you. He's doing it because he do. I'm letting you all know now. This is the forum you're in. In this forum, if you don't hit the bullseye, meaning you score highly, the bullseye hits you. Because if you think y'all are getting this level of information or opportunity to sit with me personally, for no reason at all, you ain't a fool, you a damn fool. The only reason each of you are here is because each of you are specialists in certain areas of information. This is lying asleep in you that my job is to reawaken. So we can get a job done that's bigger than all of us. 144,000 of you times 3. There can't nobody else do but us. And don't fool yourselves, niggas. You're the first group. Yeah, first will be the last will be the what? Yeah. You hear my voice? You have a responsibility because, yo, you are a soldier in the army of Mikhail himself. In case you didn't know. You will become a Melchizedek what? Also. Each of you are inductees into the ancient mystic order of what? Melchizedek. We are the Decite priests of the highest what? Order. And you gonna mind somebody. Meaning you gonna follow orders too, just like anybody else in the army of Mikhail. And you're talking to a general. Understand that. I'm a 5-star general. And I didn't get them stars and crescents on my arm being pleased. I am the angel Gabriel, and my name is not Dizzy Gillespie. I come during a horn of warning. You niggas don't listen to me and do what the fuck I say. This shit is not a game. They think try to wipe all your asses the fuck out. And one question do I gotta ask? Do you want to live? The shit get to a full fucking what? Attention. Because either you listen, or you all about to die. There you go. You might as well go out today. Check this out. Find the cutest little Nubian girl you know. You know, run with the pigtails and bend down and kiss her right on the boy's face and say to her, we all about to die because mommy and daddy done been damn fools. Because the Messiah's here and he told us what to do to save ourselves, and mommy and daddy just ain't got good sense. Word is bond, B-O-N-D. If an iota of what it is I'm saying is not true, may the Most High take my blessings in every day in every way, and trust me, I wouldn't curse myself just to kick it with you. You understand? How would that benefit me? If any of you think that I'm lying, well, guess what? I'm not. Because let me tell you something. If indeed what I'm saying is a lie, then that means a lie of this magnitude can be told. And according to anyone who thinks that I'm lying, then according to you, I would be the one to have told it. And if I can create a lie this fucking big, then that means so could you. Let me see any of you produce the likeness thereof. And when you struggle, just like you did with the person plays a thing, and come up empty-handed, it should tell you something. The nigga's telling the truth, because can't nobody lie that way, honey. There's nobody on the planet who can lie a lie of this magnitude, if indeed it is a lie. Because the way you know it's the truth, because it's too well put to what? Gather. Nigga, we thought of everything. You think we didn't, nigga, as your ancestors, as your elders? We crossed every T and dotted every I, nigga, to save your lives. Because we love you. And I'm coming to you here now as a reminder in this damn time, not the performer. I'm here to remind you all what reformation is all about. What is reformation? Can anybody in this forum tell me? Don't let everybody talk at one time.
Reforming of the information.
Reformation. Close but no cigar. Next person.
Yo, I don't know, man.
The question is, what is reformation? Baba is
to reform, to rebuild, rebuilding.
To reform something, right? To reform something, correct?
Yes.
Right. Correct.
Now, that's why I said there will be a new heaven and a new what?
Earth.
Because it's our responsibility to take everything old and get what?
New.
Rid of it. Everything has got to be made what?
Anew.
That's right. That means if the building's messed up, refurbish it. If you got a statue in your room that's broke, the arm is broke, throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Go get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
We got to paint it up and make it look what? Nice. We got to plant grass and we got to break up concrete. Because they done slayed the whole globe with that crap. And do you know what concrete does to the human body? You got One side of the planet is weighing heavier than the other side, which is tilting the planet, causing fucking problems in the weather. So we got to balance this thing what?
Out.
We can't have big old buildings in Los Angeles and don't have none in Georgia. Because the middle will crack. If you have big ones over there, what's going to happen in the middle? You'll have earthquakes in fucking in Central America, in the center of America, Detroit, Chicago, Iowa, all the way down to Texas. Just because you got buildings on one side big time and buildings on the other side big time, you better put some buildings in the middle what? Or get rid of all them fucking buildings. Because that was draining energy in the first place. And niggas from New York know how to tell the truth. All we do is look for the people who will stay looking up. They the ones down in Times Square steady looking up at the building. You can tell they ain't from New York. And what we doing, we looking at their pockets. Figure what? Down.
Yes, sir.
Am I lying?
Not at all. Not at all.
Because when you hungry, you look at the mate and she turns to a chicken wing, and she look at you and you turn to a hot dog, you better bet you're going to be looking at pockets too. And you're going to be figuring out how to stick your hand in that pocket and take every dime you can. If I'm looking at you and you turn to the hot dog and you looking at me and I'm turning to the chicken wing, you're going to do whatever you want. Got to. And anybody who stay there is a damn fool. You sit there and starve if you want to, thinking you Miss Polly purebred and that this nigga done two shoes, good two shoes. Nigga, y'all better get your head screwed on what? Right?
Right.
But yo, in a real way, them crackers wasn't thinking about you and what you had to eat today, but they ain't gave you your 40 acres in a mule. With all that shit they got, any fucking way belongs to us. They robbed you, niggas. Natural wealth is what determines, listen, natural resources is what determines wealth. They ain't got no gold in Europe. They ain't got no oil in Europe, no platinum in Europe. So it should tell you who the most intended to be the wealthiest people on the planet. And most of our people still walking around living underneath the poverty line. They robbed you. And y'all let them. That's why you suffering like Buffett, most of y'all right now, barely able to fucking pay your rent. And if you can't pay your rent, that don't make you a god or a goddess. That just makes you a nigga with a job or a hustle. Niggas walk around talking about their gods and goddesses. Nigga, you ain't nothing but a mortal who's been given a concept of what it is to be a god by a God who is my father that most of you here today have still failed to conceptualize, meaning to make it work for you in your day-to-day lives. The power of manifestation, many of you have yet to be able to embrace and make manifest. When all of the precepts to it have already been given to you, visualization before manifestation. Nigga, if you want a car, get a picture of it. Put that picture up and look at it every fucking what? Day. And then maybe you'll be driving that car tomorrow or next week. But you got to be able to see it first. And how you going to see it if you don't know what the fuck it looks like? You know what I mean? Same thing applies to the house. Oh, you good one to have a house Negroes out there. You got to get a picture of the 5 that you can find and look at it every one. Until you got it coming out to pause. Because you ain't going to be able to manifest that unless you do that first. Those are the rules, niggas. Oh. You follow? And I don't give a fuck what workshop you go to. Nigga, if you ain't got a picture of the things you want to make manifest, nigga, in your house, right there that you look at every day, nigga, you might well kiss that baby the fuck it by, because you ain't going to manifest shit. And I'm not telling you that because I don't love you. I'm telling you that because I do. I know the power, nigga. Who? I can show you. If you come walk with me, I'll hold you by the hand. Get you go up the street and say, look at that. Don't forget that. Then I read you down the block, I say, look at that. See that? Don't forget that. And once you get a couple of those up underneath your belt, nigga, you figure it out. I'll be like, no, what the hell you see? What, you see the bigger picture yet? And you'll start to figure it out. You'll be like, nah, so I'll be like, shh. Come on. Figure it out before it's too late. Like I said the other class, I'm putting out my mouth the biggest magnet you niggas ever seen in all your lives. It's going to cause you to come to one day, come to a realization where you, in which you say, man, fuck this. I'm selling my house, my car. I don't give a fuck. Baby, you can think I'm crazy all you want. Wherever that little nigga is, that's where the fuck I'm going. I'm going. And if you smart, you'll bring your what? Self. Because if not, I'm going to leave your ass right what? Here. And be meaning it. I don't care if we've been together 15 years and this house all broke up $150,000. I'm selling it. I'll give you your issue. Here goes your money right what? But watch this. Bet I'll be on the plane, the next thing smoking, where that little motherfucker's at. And if you want to know where I am, wherever he's walking, that's where I'll be. I love you, but I love eternal life better, more. And I'm going to earn mine. Now, you can sit here and miss the boat if you want to. Figure it out. Because that day is coming upon each one of you. Real short of it now. Word is bond, DND. Now, I'm going to get to the reason by which this phone call, here, hold it, baby. By which this phone call was made in the first place. Now, Brandon, I'd like you to explain to everybody why you telling them to use Linux instead of Microsoft. All of you niggas should be at least a little computer literate. If you're not, you better get some literacy in that field real quick.
Cool. Yep. This tank. Linux is the different types of operating system, meaning system that you can utilize to get certain tasks done, such as, doing your work, playing video games, or browsing the internet. Linux is a platform where it's kind of scaled down and it only has the things you need to get your work done. Windows got a lot of glitz and glamour. Windows got a lot of squares, like it's a bunch of boxes, and that's the whole square energy that, ATUN-RE teaches us about. Because you open up Windows, there's a whole bunch of boxes and squares, causing everything to be very confusing. Linux, on the other hand, is very scaled down and simple to use. You can kind of, it cuts your computer on like quicker. For example, my computer, it takes about 7 seconds to cut on. Whether if you have a Windows machine, it may take up to like 1 or 2 minutes. And to everyday person, that doesn't matter. But if you use your computer frequently and you need things to happen right away, you need things to be done efficiently, it happens faster. Hold on 1 second. Yo, Chief, you there?
Yeah, I'm back. You never thought you were going to get me? No, not this time. Get them all on the line.
Everybody here on the line? You back on the line?
I want to tell everybody that right now I just said to the devil, that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You thought you had me, huh? You thought you could cut the line, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All I had to do was dial back, you stupid motherfucker. That's what I'm saying to Lou, right in his face. And I know he hot as fish, what? Me. But you know what I'm about to say. And I'm pulling the pebbles off of something that they're using against each and every one of you. Now, Brandon, will you please tell everybody why you say use Linux and don't use Microsoft? And for all you computer illiterate niggas out there, you're going to get literate real what?
Fast.
Fast. There's no excuse for them to be stupid here in 2020. I hope everything of color would agree. That you niggas got to be smarter than white folks should ever be because you already got cycles into your skin color. You follow?
Yes, sir.
So you don't bring me home no B's and no C's and no D's and expect me not to be like, nigga, if you don't raise that grade. Matter of fact, you ain't going out the house no more. Get in your room right what?
No.
And open that book what? Up.
Oh.
And I'm going to make you study from now until your next report card. Well, you ain't just going to raise the grade. Your grade's going to go up and over the ladder. Because I'm going to sit there and hold your hand doing the homework. And I don't care how much you cry and be like, how much you want plus one? You better hurry up and take them. How much you want plus two? I'm going to tell you again, you better hurry up and take them. Because if you think your daddy going out this room until you can do all this math, you crazy. Go get me that belt. How much you want plus two? How much you want plus two? See, you damn right. You know how each one of us did with our children when it came time for them to do their homework. You know damn well what we went through. And if you don't, you should. All you got to do is look back to what your family went through with you when you was going to school. Am I lying?
Not at all.
No. Tell me any of you out here that's hearing my voice that didn't have parents that did you that way when you was in school. As you sit there giving every excuse you can possibly think, oh, my mama, you did your homework? Yeah, I did the homework. Well, let me see. Go get it. Did you see me there? He only did one question here and one question over there. Then you got a whole page of this shit you got to watch. No, now sit your ass up. And don't matter of fact, don't give me the belt. I told you this shit yesterday. When you came and tried to play me with the same tune that you giving me right this minute, I said just whip you for that. Open that book, child. Outside. You can sit there crying if you want to. Better wipe them tears out your eyes and do this math. And I would sit there with mine, check this out. Mine went to college. Mine is grown. I got grandkids. I did my father thing. You professional. From the first time they came out the womb. Walk around the house with my daughter in my arms. Nigga, I know how to birth, change diapers. Nigga, I'm professional daddy. You better know it. And nigga, I had my daughter with me so much, her mama would get nervous. Like, where is you with my daughter? Nigga, I'm out. And for real, I might not be coming home tonight. And she all right, she right here with me. I got the formulas, I got the bottles, nigga, I got the families, nigga, you ain't said nothing. And then as she got older, I come home, she be like, man, where your father at? He took us out, we had a good time, nigga, we went, I'll be looking at my wife like, what you thought she was gonna tell you? Yeah, professional daddy. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt and the hat, ticket stubs, scarves, and the bell gowns and receipts. Then each one of you brothers, if you got babies, better learn how to be. You grown enough to stick it up in there, you be grown enough to take care of what came out. Don't come to me with no excuses out your mouth. Because I'm looking at you like you're a coward and a fucking deadbeat dad. And I'm called, if it walk like a duck, it talk like a duck, it's a goddamn slouch. And there ain't no slouches in this house. Am I overstood?
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Everything you on the phone better be saying who are two? Shit.
Oh, overstood. Yes, sir.
There you go. There you go. Shit. Now, Brandon,
Cool.
why are you telling people to use Linux and not use Microsoft?
Well, Linux is faster, and also that it's free. A lot of the developers are like Google, Instagram, Facebook. A lot of their core team developers, they don't use Microsoft. They primarily use Linux to do a lot of their core development in.
Hold on, let me say something to y'all. Y'all heard what he said? Free.
And it's free.
I want y'all to know free is always good. When have you ever known free to be something that you didn't want to have? Huh?
Never. Never.
If anybody ever looked at free like that wasn't the place to be?
Not at all.
Huh?
Not at all.
Nigga, if y'all didn't run up and run the free, nigga, let me tell you something. You're dumb as a box of bricks. Free is always what?
Good.
Great.
Good. Don't fool yourself. And if I got to walk you, hold your hand from A to Z, family, prepare yourself because that's what we're going to go through. The ABCs right what? Now.
Yep. So, you know, with it being,
Go ahead, talk on.
This is being free.
Educator, Brandon, educator for real, nigga, this is the biggest workshop you ever been in.
Cool. So they have many free, all the tools are free, meaning that other developers and companies invest into the tools, their time, resources, and experience they put into the tools, and they make them available for free online. So developers take those tools that the community is invested in. It's called open source. They take those tools to build their apps with. So like everybody has an investment in the resources of the tools. So everybody else's development experience can be overall better.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I'd like to know if we were going to create a new computer program for Microsoft, would it be better to use Linux?
Of course. You can.
I need that. That's like Linux Avenue, 125th Street. That's for black folks. Anything you see Linux on, that's that. When you ever know the word Linux does not represent black? You ever been to New York? You would know. Linux Avenue, nigga, that's where you go, where the black folks is.
Yeah.
Can I add something, Chief?
Yeah.
And I know with Linux being free, it affords you a bunch of opportunities because companies and just organizations realizing that Linux is such a easier platform and way more accessible. They're moving on.
It's user friendly.
Yes, it's user friendly.
User friendly, right?
Yes. So it's a lot of opportunity, that you work from home if you are, well versed in Linux. That you can always keep money in your pocket, just knowing Linux. So it's opportunity there.
I want to ask everybody right here, right now. Y'all niggas like money?
Or
do you like walking around being broke?
You gotta love the money. Love the money.
Because I swear to you, if you broke, you gotta be fixed, motherfucker. And ain't nothing broke about you. Your hand working, your heart beating, your motherfucking fingers move. That means you working just fine. You might be a little short on cash, but you ain't broke. And anything a rich motherfucker can do, guess what? You can do what?
Also.
Two. How is it that motherfucker got millions of dollars and you ain't got a goddamn dime?